Back on the winningest betting show in the history of betting shows, Doug Lesmerises and Tyler Shoemaker giving you a little preview for Friday morning's Bets of the North on Kings of the North, what we might be thinking about, and bragging TShoe about how well we are doing. 3-0 on our $500 real money bets. We hit it again last week. How you feeling?
Doug, let me ask you this. Is 100% good in betting or no? Because just curious.
Let me Google that. Is one. It says it's impossible. The Google machine says it can't be done. But we are doing it with our the Doug Scared parlay. We adjusted, made some alternate lines, but we hit with Maryland and Buffalo last week. Shouldn't people come Friday morning just to see how we arrive at these picks, TShoe? Because some have been obvious, some have been less so. But the bottom line is we're 3-0.
Yeah, we are 3-0, and people definitely should come because, as we've talked about before, process is as important as, did you get the right result on any given game? Now, thankfully, we've had good process and gotten the right result, which is what you hope for. But I think our process has been good. Putting our heads together for these $500 bets and our plus money. We do a plus money either parlay or an underdog or something like that. We've hit some of those. We're up for the season on those as well. So we're doing a great job. Hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Started with a $5,000, not mythical, actual bankroll. We put it right there in the account. We are currently at $6,646.58. So TShoe, we are ahead $1,646.58. I was messing around thinking about some possible bets for the $500 bet for Friday morning for some of the underdog things we're talking about. Can I throw a name at you?
Let's have it.
What do you think of Syracuse? -10 at home against Stanford. Is that on your radar at all? Could that be on your radar?
I don't think so. I actually have a buddy that's a pretty respected bettor that, messages me weekly to kind of get my thoughts on some of the games he's looking at. And that was one of them. He was on Stanford, and I told him, like, that game's probably a stay away from me because I've got really mixed numbers on that. Like, my official projection on that game is 5.5, but then I've got a formula that is as high as Syracuse -20.5. So there's a pretty mixed bag of data on that one. So I don't think we'll go there for our $500 bet.
Let me try another one on you then. Give me the theory on this. I was thinking about, for the plus money bet, betting on a single team, both on the spread and the total. Is that ever smart to do that kind of bet? Because the thing of it is, sometimes, especially when you make a total bet, you have different pathways to get there. Maybe you think it's going to be close and high scoring and it gets you to the over. But maybe you could be wrong about the game script and one team blows out the other and still gets you to the over. I feel like if you pick a team and a total, you are betting on a single game script that must hit. So does that mean that's a bad parlay to do?
No, it doesn't mean that, but I think that's going to be reflected in the odds. Like, yes, it's probably not all that likely, but you're also going to get plus money, which means it's not that likely. So, again, as everything with me, it's going to come down to the math of it. But in theory, in principle, no, it's not a terrible idea. I mean, I would like to go historically and see, like, if you just bet Iowa on the spread and the under every game for the Kirk Ferentz tenure, like, what would that be up on for his tenure? I would assume that's probably a winning strategy.
So the one that I was thinking about is Rutgers at Virginia Tech. Rutgers +3.5, under 45.5 on the total. Rutgers +3.5, under 45.5 on the total would be at +258 is what I was messing around with as a plus money swing there.
My numbers are actually complete opposite of that. I have Virginia Tech
out the window.
Virginia Tech -5 with formulas as high as 9.5. And then on the total, I'm at 49 with a formula as high as 59.
Okay, so then why don't you throw one out, Tyler? What are you thinking about? Because clearly I'm way off.
Yeah, I hope you brought your umbrella because I just rained all over that parade. I'm sorry. That's the beauty of this show, though. If you never tuned in, this is exactly why you should tune in.
Gotta work it out.
A couple games that have my attention early are Houston at Cincinnati. Houston catching 3.5. I'm probably going to be on the Cougs this week. Another team that's been undervalued every week so far this season, Arizona State at Texas Tech. Catching 3. I would like to get 3.5. It was there earlier in the week. I didn't take it. But 3.5. I think I might like the Sun Devils there. That's a couple that I've got my eye on for this week.
I don't know if I can let us take a Texas team marching north, and we're betting on Houston against the fighting Bearcats of Cincinnati. Can I throw one more at you for old time's sake? You and I did a show together a couple of years ago where we made so much money on Rice that you bought me a Rice hoodie. What do you think about Army -5 hosting Rice? I kind of maybe liked Army there.
Yeah, this is one where I don't know that my numbers have caught up to both Army being a little bit better than anticipated and Rice. I'm so mad at myself because in the preseason, my initial iteration of my numbers had Rice really, really low. And then when I looked at the market, I was like, God, why is the market so much higher? So I kind of, gave them a little bit more benefit of the doubt, raised their rating, and they've been atrocious. And I'm so mad at myself for doing that because now in this game, I've got Army -1.5. But when I look at just the on-field data so far this season, I would make it Army -15. So that's one where it's like, TSI says one thing, but Tyler thinks the other way. So that it's probably a stay away for me, but I will say all other formulas that I look at besides my main one would agree with you there.
Okay. I'm also looking at some alternate line parlays again in general, right? So the thing that happened is I made us go with alternate lines for our Maryland Buffalo parlay, and then we just would have hit on Maryland and Buffalo anyway if we had taken the regular lines, except we would have won more money. Like that experience, we won our $500 bet. But was there a part of you that was like, why did I let Doug do this? We should have just won, but even more.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
After Buffalo got up by about 21 points, and then Maryland, Maryland kind of messed around for a little bit. And the other thing with Maryland was the market really moved against us. That Maryland was a 2-point favorite when we did the show, and then by kickoff they were a 3-point dog. So I was a little uneasy about that, but. Follow me on X at TShoe Index. I kind of had some thoughts on college football line movement and just how inefficient it's kind of been this season and kind of late last season. But yeah, I didn't feel great about that at kickoff. But then, when Maryland got a lead in the second half, I was like, why did I let Doug do that?
Yeah. Well, because that line, basically, that's what we paid for. We took it to like a +3 or +3.5 with Maryland, and then the line moved there anyway. But I will say in the first half, when Maryland scored at the end of the first half and then let Virginia go right down the field and answer, I was like, thank goodness we took this extra 3.5, because if we were like just hoping that Maryland was going to win, I wouldn't feel great. Now we're getting a little cushion, and then Maryland pulled away. So I knew it. I was so happy to win, and I was like, TShoe's going to be mad we won this way. He's going to be like, well, congratulations, Doug, you scaredy cat. And I was like, caution always wins.
That's okay. So we're not going to go broke that way. So it's fine.
That's true. We'll go broke many other ways, but not that way. Join us Friday morning. We will make the actual picks. We will try to go 4-0. We'll take some more plus money swings, and we'll have a good time. If you like college football betting from a smart guy, him, and a weird guy, me, this is the show for you. Bets of the North on Kings of the North. See you Friday morning at 5 a.m.